Hello everyone there in YouTube land, it is your boy Tiggle Beagle back again with another MTG Tribal Time. Now if you don't know about this series, let me educate you a little bit. Tribal Time is where we spin this wheel of MTG creature types, and then we find a historic brawl commander on MTG Arena which supports the type. We find all of them, as a matter of fact, and then we rank them from worst to very best, at least in my opinion. Down in the comments, I would like you to write some other creature types you would like to be included in the series. However, I will note if there's no commander that specifically supports them. Remember, it's not commanders of the type, but commanders that support the type. If there's no commander that supports that type, or there's only like one commander that supports that type, I will simply be taking it off the list. Because that's not an interesting video, and also I can't make a video out of the former option. Anyways, let's just get straight to spinning it. Let's see what type we get today. Come on, drum roll please. We got, is that pirate? Pirate! Oh, fuck. No, pirate's always a fun one. Let's get it done. And we're back with the MTG Pirate Historic Brawl Commander list. Let's get right into it. There are only 5 commanders we have to go through today, which is odd considering normally pirates have a million commanders to go through, but apparently in Historic Brawl, it's not the same as actual commanders. Speaking of those commander availabilities, let's talk about Engrath Minotaur Pirate. He costs 4 generic, 1 black, 1 red, is a 5 loyalty planeswalker. You can +2 him to deal 1 damage to target opponent or planeswalker and each creature that player or planeswalker player controls, blah blah blah. -11, destroy all creatures target opponent controls. It deals damage to player equal to their total power, blah blah blah. It's -3 ability we care about. Return target pirate card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So it's like a pirate resurrection deck? That could be cool. Also, to be clear, I'm not rating these cards on how good of a card they are, because Engrath is actually better than the card I'm going to go over next. However, it's also worse at supporting pirates than the card I'm going to go over next. Not by much, though. We'll get into that in a sec. But yeah, returning a pirate from the graveyard to the battlefield is good. However, Graveyard Reanimator isn't the greatest thing for pirates. I mean, they can do it, and as we'll get into later, it can be done really well. But reanimating a pirate every now and then is not that good. I mean, it is in black, so it has the best reanimation spells in the entire game. In that case, why would you ever -3 him, though? But you get the idea. The whole point is like a pirate reanimator theme. However, with that, since he's only in red and black, there's not that many pirate payoffs. If he was in 3 colors and had access to blue, we'd actually have some pretty good payoffs in the form of stuff like I believe Bucket Bass, right? Stuff like Admiral Beckett Bass, who's on this list later on. But yeah, it's just kind of not really good at supporting pirates, I guess. I mean, it is a good card, don't get me wrong. The +2 and -11 abilities are goddamn crazy, especially if you build around those. However, as far as supporting pirates, this kind of felt like an afterthought. I mean, I guess it's cool, but it's not nearly as good as what Captain Storm Cosmium Raider can do. This is a 1 blue, 1 red commander, which whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on target pirate you control. Notably, not once per turn. And as a Yu-Gi-Oh player, that sets off all the alarm bells. It's a 2-mana commander in blue and red, meaning it has access to some of the best artifacts in the game. I mean, the really best ones are colorless, but the really good ones are in blue and red in my opinion. The worst ones being in green. This allows you to buff up your entire board of pirates pretty reasonably, making them very big and then hit in big number. Plus it's cheap, meaning you can cast it early, and also, if it does get removed, it's not as big a problem to recast it as it would be with other commanders. However, it just doesn't do a lot. There are other commanders on this list that just allow you to do more with your pirates than this thing does, or allow you to have a better payoff with your pirates than this thing does. Whereas this thing is, I mean, it allows you to make your pirates a little bigger, which is cool. But it's not really that great, unfortunately. It's just a case of pirates can do better things. And also, like, the other options are, like, what, 1 or 2 more mana, which is not that big a step up for way better effects, meaning this thing is just kind of underwhelming. I mean, in other formats, like for example Standard, I think this could make a really good boon. But, you know, in Commander, it's not really that good. However, next up, something that's actually rather good, Breach's Eager Pillager. Breach's Eager Pillager is a 2 and a red commander, which has first strike, and whenever a pirate you control attacks... What? Whenever a pirate you control attacks, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. Create a treasure token. Exile. Can I read today? Target creature can't block this turn. Exile the top card of your library. You may play it this turn. So this means if you attack with 3 pirates, you can do all that. Now, first of all, he's not Ragavan! Fuck! Now, first of all, Breach's Eager Pillager is just a really good creature on its own. Free for a 3/3 with first strike that has a bunch of benefits on it is amazing. Plus, you get to ramp, make it so that you can get through easier, and also get an extra card? Fuck yeah, please. This is just great value. The only reason it's at number 3 is mainly because it's colors. Now, normally, mono-colored means more consistency. However, in a tribal deck, especially with pirates, with their colors being spread all over the place, it just kind of makes it so you can't play as many good pirates. Mono-red pirate is not exactly something you want, which almost made me put Captain Storm over him. However, his ability is just so fucking good. I mean, he's one of the best in the 99 pirates you can possibly get. Fucking amazing. Definitely worth the craft if you ever want to make a pirate deck in any format he's available. Absolutely insane card. However, I think he's a little less insane than Admiral Brass Unsinkable, one of the cards from the new precons and in MTG Arena, of course. And it is a 2, 1 blue, 1 red, 1 black. When it enters the battlefield, mill 4 cards. It's gonna sound weird, but then, at the beginning of combat on your turn, you may put a target creature card that's a pirate from your graveyard onto the battlefield with a finality counter, which just means when it dies, it exiles itself. And it has base toughness 4/4, and it gains haste until end of turn. At the beginning of combat, you get a pirate that can immediately attack, and is a 4/4. That's pretty good. It's almost like this guy, but better and 1 less mana, and also in an extra color, so that you can play more pirates. Yeah, this guy kinda is fucking terrible. Admiral Brass goes into this, once again, this pirate reanimator theme, however, it does it much more successfully. It is the revival spell, but it can do it every single turn as opposed to like every other turn, which is really not what you want to be doing in Historic Brawl. Unlike Commander, you can't dilly-dally like at all. This is only 2 people instead of 4. However, also it can turn like small little boys like Ragavan into actually decent beaters that could then beat into your opponent's face. This is really strong for pirates. I mean, it hasn't really been doing a good showing in Commander, unfortunately, but still, this is really good for pirates. Especially if you revive Breach's Eager Pillager, in which case you just probably win the game right there, honestly. Now, I could already see them doing something in the design team, like making it so that at the end of combat it exiles itself or something, but no. It exiles itself when it dies, meaning as long as you can keep that bitch, you're good. It's still there. It has base toughness 4/4, so you can make really weak pirates really strong, which is awesome. However, I find that it's just a little too eh. See, the problem with reanimator decks is, unless you're exactly old stick fingers, the best way to get creatures into the grave is relying on your opponent to beat them up, which is terrible, or milling, and mill decks are really not that good. From not being able to mill many cards at the same time without spending a ton of mana that you reasonably won't have at the time you need it, to milling too many of your cards and losing due to your own effects, / milling out all your pieces you needed for a combo. Admiral Brass does solve this a little bit, as well as most reanimator decks, by bringing back any creatures, but things like lands, artifacts, and enchantments, sorceries, instants, all gone. Unless you build a deck specifically about getting those back, but I don't think Admiral Brass Unsinkable is the best for those types of decks. Speaking of Admiral Brass, though, let's get into first place. Drum roll, you already know what it is. It's Admiral Beckett Brass. This wasn't a competition. For the same mana cost as Admiral Brass the Unsinkable, except one less, you get other pirates you control get +1/+1, and at the beginning of combat, you get other pirates you control get +1/+1 at the beginning of your end step. Gain control of target non-land permanent controlled by a player who is dealt damage by 3 or more pirates this turn. There's a couple caveats on that, but let me explain. If you deal damage to someone with 3 pirates, which is pretty easy to do considering there's only 1 player, you just steal something from them that's not a land. You just reach across the table, grab that bitch, reel it in, and just place it on your side. This is pretty good, especially if you can get Mr. Breach's Eager Pillager on board to make something not able to block you, so you can hit him with those pirates. Plus it's in black, so don't tell me you can't find it. Y'all motherfuckers have all the tutors. It's been a staple as the #1 pirate commander for a long time, at least in Historic Brawl. There are better ones in Commander, however I won't really go over those unless you guys want me to change this to a Commander-only series, in which case I have to redo all those other episodes, which I'm not really wanting to do. Mostly because making these videos can be really frustrating, trying to find PNGs of cards that don't have available PNGs, so you end up searching all over the fucking internet for these bastards. Do you want to know how long it took me to get an actual working PNG of Breach's Eager Pillager? Fucking 20 minutes! 20 minutes of searching for one fucking... But, all that aside, Admiral Beckett Brass does have an advantage being 4-cost commander. Which, that may not seem crazy, however, 4-cost commanders kind of are in the best position. 4-cost commanders are in the range where they are allowed to be really powerful, but at a decently cheap price. 4-cost commanders can be brought out with 2 mana ramp, which is really nice, as opposed to 10-cost commanders, which are really powerful, but require a million pieces of ramp that can be stopped by your opponent, especially if they're on blue, or black even, especially if that ramp is creatures, like a lot of the shit in green. Plus, being in 3 colors, the best colors for pirates no less, helps it a lot on this list. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. I do hope you enjoy, and please go check out the other episodes of this series where we have so far done Elementals and Elves, which Elves was a bit of a doozy, and even now I'm still rethinking if that list was correct or not, because fuck me, Elves have some good commanders. But yeah, go check those out. Like and subscribe if you like this type of content. I'll be doing a lot of this, mostly MTG content at this point, because I really need to turn up the amount of MTG content on my channel to the Yu-Gi-Oh content, and I do hope to see you another time on my channel. Goodbye.
I don't get what I want, I get what I need. Every single day I'm heading off to my dream, and I get everything that I damn well please. I don't give a damn if you all listening to me, cause I run it. I'm the only one that really want it, I'm the only one that's really on it. I'm just being honest, I'm just doing everything I promise, cause I want it bad enough that I'ma make it as an artist.